I want to change gears now and still staying in E3. Take a turn for the more obscure. I want to know about some of just the greasiest episodes, or just whatever the most awkward moments that you had there. Because E3 is always about those. I mean, those are the things that you really remember. 5 years from now, you'll forget about the fact that Sony revealed, this wand. But Robert, you'll remember the time that, I don't know, whatever you need to fill in the blank.
Well, I don't know that I had like particularly awkward moments, but I sure ran into a lot of people who recognized me, which was really bizarre. I've never had that happen to me before, but people would say hi, and they were mostly, very, very nice. Nobody smelled bad. Everyone had fresh breath. And it was interesting to get to sort of meet some of the people who I think mainly know me from podcasts and stuff. But I don't know, maybe InGuy has some really awkward moments, but I'm trying to think if anyone did anything particularly weird. I don't think so. Actually, I weirded out on other people, I think, was the main thing. I remember, Brian Intihar.
Yeah.
I ran into him at the cafeteria inside the convention hall, and he was getting 2 Freshetta pizzas, and I walked up to him and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna eat both of those pizzas." That's what I said to him, and he's like, "No, I'm buying one of these for another person." I'm like, "No, you're not. You don't have to lie to me. You're gonna go and you're gonna eat both of those pizzas." And he's like, "Dude, seriously, I'm not." And we had this really weird conversation where I think he got mad at me. He was like, "Look, if it makes you feel better to think that, then you can think that." And I'm like, I was just joking, man. That was maybe the most awkward exchange for me.
Wow.
Double meals.
No
That's nowhere
Ratchet.
near as
No Ratchet
bad
and
as
Clank
this
for
one
you.
time. You ever
No
been
Ratchet
to
and Clank.
Benihana? You know how like you sit there and the chef performs for you as he prepares the meal?
Yep.
Like one time I was in that situation, and well, the other potentially awkward thing is that you share the table with a bunch of strangers, and there's this one dude who was sitting next to us, and he was on his own, and he was ordering for 2 and everything, and then the chef kept asking, was like, "Oh, do you want me to hold the other soup, or do you want me to keep this stuff warm while you wait for your partner to arrive?" They got to be like, no, go ahead and kick it out. And like, it was basically a fat fuck who thought it was incredible how it feels to sit in the Benihana ordering double meals and making a big ass excuse the whole time. But I think he was also like a cokehead, and he was just like just ripping and snorting the entire time. That was pretty cool. So it's a double meal.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's yes, I was recognized by a number of people.
More than meets the eye.
Transformers.
Sorry, you sounded like Optimus Prime for a minute.
Yeah, we got.
I'm guessing that this whole episode we all sound like Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I'm down to 2 bars on the Wi-Fi here at the hotel, so we can wait for this. Oh, there we go. I'm on a 3rd bar, so I'll go back.
Wait for that cloud to pass.
Exactly. So yeah, so I was recognized by a number of people, and I struggle is not the right word, but it's dealing with what I call micro celebrity is always, it's perpetually interesting, right? Because it always, I both expect it and get caught off guard by it at the same time. Because it's like, I'm sure you've all had this happen to you now, like where you see someone and your eyes meet and there starts to be that glimmer of recognition, right? Like you start to feel like they recognize me, right? And and then you sort of see in their eyes like the should I or shouldn't I, they come over. So it was. But as far as like meeting people, it's always great meeting people who either read my stuff or more frequently, when people recognize me, it's from Bonus Round, Jeff Keighley's show on Game Trailers TV, I guess the equivalent of Around the Horn meets Meet the Press. And, there are a number of people I ran into or even emailed me over the years who they had no idea I had a blog or anything like that. never read my stuff in Newsweek, but just saw me on Jeff's show. So if there's anyone responsible for making me famous or infamous, Jeff Keighley is the one who deserves either the credit or the blame. So the awkward moments would come as like when people like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm consulting. Mostly it's big publishers, AAA games, and the next question would be, so who are your clients? Like, I can't answer that. I can't answer that question. So that was sort of like where that was like a perpetual awkward kind of thing. But you get over it.
I would always get the sensation that when I was meeting people that it was like I was meeting people who are all part of some secret society. Like there was like this recognition of like, oh, we're at E3 and here we are, 2 people from the secret society. And who would have ever thought that we'd meet up? There's this weird sort of feeling to it where I didn't feel like I don't know. It wasn't like people were coming up in. Although I guess I did have someone want to take their picture with me, but that was about the weirdest it got. It was usually like they wanted to exchange the secret handshake.
Yeah, those days are over for me. It's funny like how, I don't know, like being outside of all that, how rapidly things are changing. Where I wonder, you go to game stores here and you realize people don't know. Like, of course, they're not going to recognize people because they don't even know what like 1UP is. They haven't heard of like GameSpot. They don't know. It's such a small but vocal and important community that we're used to. Like when I was at 1UP and stuff, and you would go to PAX and people recognize you and stuff like that. Or even sometimes in the West, like in San Francisco or Seattle, a few times people on the street might. But it's weird. It's like as soon as I come to Boston, it's like a whole other world where I don't know. It's kind of like think of some.
It's like a world where everything that was Mega Man is now Chowder.
Exactly.